Hey, Dr. Karen here. I am going to do a tip. Actually, I'm using a different background. I probably should use the same background as I normally do, so it's easier for my Canadian just came out. So my dear assistant can figure out now which video is this I'm supposed to put up. Okay, so let's change backgrounds. Okay, here we go. All right, so using the right background now. All right, so today we are doing a little micro training, LifeWave tip, and this one is for constipation. So the LifeWave phototherapy patches help to resonate a group of frequencies in the body to help the body and support the body to heal itself. Now, the Eon patches are really, really good for stress and inflammation, like super amazing for stress and inflammation. So I use it on a regular basis in and around my head area for what I call brain balancing, to keep me focused and, not reactionary. And I can get a lot of work done. Also, it's really great for inflammation. If you have any place on your body that's inflamed, you can also use Eon, although we do have other patches for pain and repair, such as the Ice Wave and the X39. But for today, we're going to be talking about constipation. Yes, constipation. So this is a topic near and dear to my heart because as a highly sensitive person, I sometimes tend to get constipated when I'm feeling too much. Some people get diarrhea. Some people get, constipation, and some people, they don't feel it in their gut, but that's where I tend to feel it. So in those cases, sometimes I will have to do some spiritual energy work in order to release the constipation, and it usually helps. However, when I do some testing on myself, I find that my ileocecal valve, which is the valve between the large intestine and the small intestine, that tends to be out of whack. So let me show you some pictures here just to give you an idea. So this is like an expanded view of the anatomy. If you were to cut away, like a lot of the parts in the belly, and then you can actually see this is the large intestine and then the small intestine. So the small intestine spills into the large intestine, but there is a valve here. And here they have little hooks just to show you they open this valve a little bit. So this valve, okay, so if this valve is too tight, it's going to prevent the stool from going from the small intestine to the large intestine and will cause constipation or very infrequent stools or very, very hard stools. On the other hand, if it's too open, and there's plenty of people that have that, so if it's too open, then it kind of lets the stool through, even though, it's runny, and people may have runny stools as well. So the ileocecal valve, when I do testing, energetic testing on it, it's almost like a separate organ, like you almost have to call it by name. Ileocecal valve, how happy are you, So if you say just the colon or small intestine, sometimes it doesn't, the ileocecal valve almost needs a special place, similar to the appendix. The appendix is very close to that area. So the appendix can be inflamed, the ileocecal valve can be inflamed, and when it's inflamed, it's either too tight or too loose. So the patching I'm going to show you today is to patch the ileocecal valve with the Eon patch. Does this work on everyone for, constipation or loose stools? Not necessarily, but it's worth a try, certainly because it's very, very fast. So this is from drjockers.com. So Dr. Jockers is a great site talking a lot about the gut, so you can look it up. This is ileocecal valve syndrome. So they specify there's some causes, that there are some other causes as well, but these are some of the physical causes that can cause the ileocecal valve to be unhappy. And then you can get gas and bloating, constipation, loose stools, fatigue, insomnia, nausea, loss of appetite, nerve pain, irritability, headache, gas, like all these different things. So it has some advice on, how to manage ileocecal valve syndrome easier. But what we're going to do is we're not treating anything right now. We're not treating a disease or anything like that, but we're talking about the symptoms of not pooping enough or pooping hard stools. I guess we could also talk about the opposite as well, as having loose stools or having it too often. So let me show you another picture. This is how you find the ileocecal valve in your or on your body. Okay, so you're going to go from your belly button to the top of your ilium. So your ilium is that hip bone here. So if you just tap on the side of your hip bone, you'll actually see on the front, there's like a little bit of a ridge, okay? And you're kind of going to go halfway between your belly button and your ridge. And that's where you put the patch on the right side of the body. Yes, the right side of the body. So you can look this up on Google. or DuckDuckGo as I'm using it. Let me see if I can post a comment here. Maybe. We'll see. Okay. All right. And not the groups, but in the LifeWave Patch Training Team Facebook page, I can post that. So that is just the picture of that. Hi, Sam. Hi, Ingrid. So what we're going to do now is just show you. Let's see if we can tilt my camera down a little bit. I know it's a little bit tricky with my cam. So yeah, not so easy. But yeah, so here is the top of the hip bone. There's the belly button. So it's going to be like right about here. Sorry, that didn't work out that well, but you saw it in the picture. And some people, it will actually be sore, but a lot of people, it's not sore at all. And here's the cool thing. So you take your little patch, right? Here's your Eon patch. And you can, if you want to, even experiment a little bit by taking a curl of tape. So I have a little bit of Scotch tape, and I'm just putting it on the patch. Doesn't matter which side, front or back, doesn't really matter. So you can take that patch and you can put it on that area and see how that feels, you know, for half an hour or something like that. And the cool thing is that the patch has a very wide area of action, right? So if you're within about a couple of inches of the ileocecal valve with your intention of, hey, I'm going to see if I can decrease the inflammation of the ileocecal valve, I mean, that intention is really helpful as well. And so you can patch that area and see how that goes. Now, if you really want to get a little bit fancier, what you could do is you could do the brain balancing protocol at the same time as the ileocecal valve protocol. So all you would do there is you would take a second Eon. So the first Eon would be on the ileocecal valve, right? So you've got one on your belly, okay? And the other one is going to go behind the right ear. Now, there's many different brain balancing points, and you can look that up at patchtrainingteam.com for the free protocol. You know, there's multiple different head points you can use, back of the neck, to balance the brain. But the nice thing about that is then you've got, you know, this better coherence between the nervous system here and the nervous system in the belly. So that's the double Eon. A lot of people don't really need all of that, you know, 2 patches, but just in case, for whatever reason, you feel like, oh, I'm really stressed out, you know, so you want to take your Eon, put the one on the ileocecal valve, and then the second one somewhere around the head, either on the center line or on the right-hand side. Yeah, and that is it. So I got this protocol from Dr. Quila Ryder, a good friend of mine, also in LifeWave as well. And she told me about a chiropractor that had been using this particular technique with great success for people with ileocecal valve dysfunction or issues. And I thought I would share that with you today. So if you're watching this live, please, you know, comment below and just say, you know, just give me some feedback on this. Like, hey, you know, I'm going to try this. I have constipation, or, oh, hey, I know someone, I'm going to share this with someone, you know. So write that in. And if you're watching this on the replay, just put replay so I can, you know, tell over time, you know, who's watching the replay and who's watching live. All right, guys. So I will put in the chat here a comment. This will only go to the folks that are watching on the Patch Training Team Facebook business page, but I'm just going to put the URL for the actual brain balancing protocol. You can get it free at patchtrainingteam.com. It's not what we were training today, but I just wanted to let you know where that is in case you don't already have that free PDF, because it's many people in LifeWave love it and use it, and it's in addition to what you get, you know, when you buy the patches. Yep, so decrease stress, decrease inflammation, and get that ileocecal valve happier. Hopefully you'll be pooping happier, more regulated poops. And if you do try this and it's helpful for you, would love for you to, you know, come back and comment and, you know, let me know how it was. Yeah, so, oh yeah, so Ingrid said her daughter had some symptoms last night, so this might be a good one to try. You know, there are other reasons for constipation, diarrhea symptoms other than ileocecal valve, but ileocecal valve is actually pretty common. So we can do other videos on the other, you know, possibilities, other protocols, but this is a good one to start with. Sam says, Eon is definitely my favorite. Oh, great. Francis, thank you. Karen, it's a good tip. You are welcome. Thank you, Jacques. Awesome. Yes. And yeah, Sam says, yes, DuckDuckGo. That's right. Okay, cool. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. And please feel free to share this, especially, like I said, if you're on the Patch Training Team business page, it's public. So you can go ahead and share this with any of your friends that you think might be helpful, be helped by this. All right, until next time, bye for now.